I never thought asking a simple question could unravel my marriage. Why does your ex still come over here so often? I asked one night, after watching Chris, her ex-boyfriend, drop by for the third time that week. He always had some excuse. Fixing her laptop, dropping off a book, helping with some old shared account they apparently still needed to close. She rolled her eyes, lips curling into that impatient smile she reserved for when she thought I was being ridiculous. You're too insecure, Adam, she said, brushing past me to pour a glass of wine. Chris and I are friends. That's all. You don't own me. Her words stung, not because of what she said, but because of the ease with which she dismissed my feelings. I didn't want to own her. I just wanted to understand why she clung to a man from her past. The doubt gnawed at me, even when I tried to bury it. Every time Chris came over, I noticed small things. Her laugh pitched higher than usual. The way her body leaned slightly toward him when they talked. How quickly she brushed me off if I walked into the room. Still, I told myself I was imagining it. She was my wife. We'd built a life together. She wouldn't betray me. But then the cracks widened. One Saturday afternoon, she asked me to pick up groceries because Chris was dropping by to help set up her new phone. Something about that didn't sit right with me. Why him? Why not me? I lingered at the store, heart pounding, trying to convince myself I was paranoid. Finally, I drove back, groceries forgotten. Her car was in the driveway. Chris's too. I walked quietly up the front steps, my palms sweating. The curtains in the living room were half drawn, but enough space remained for me to see inside. And what I saw tore something out of me. They were on the couch. Not tangled up, not in a kiss, but close, too close. She was leaning against him, laughing, her hand resting on his chest like it belonged there. His arm was draped behind her shoulders, casual but intimate. It was the kind of touch you don't give to just a friend. I froze. My first instinct wasn't rage, it was heartbreak. A hollow, sinking feeling spread through my chest as if gravity had doubled. I didn't storm in. I couldn't. Instead, I backed away quietly, sat in my car, and just sat there, staring at the steering wheel, at my trembling hands. Was this what insecurity looked like? Or was it the truth clawing its way to the surface? That evening, I confronted her. I saw you with Chris today, I said, voice tight. She didn't even flinch. So? We were sitting on the couch. Are you going to freak out over that too? It wasn't just sitting, Emma. You don't touch a friend like that. Her expression hardened, eyes narrowing. You're blowing this out of proportion. Honestly, Adam, your jealousy is exhausting. Something inside me cracked. My jealousy? Or your betrayal? The word hung heavy in the room. For a moment, something flickered across her face, guilt, fear. But then it was gone, replaced by cold anger. You don't trust me. That's the real problem. I wanted to scream, to shake her and demand the truth. But instead I just whispered, maybe I don't anymore. Days passed in silence. We moved around the house like strangers, each avoiding the other. My heart told me the truth, but my mind still clung to denial. Until one night, when her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. Normally, I'd never look, but my hands moved before I could stop them. A message from Chris lit up the screen. Last night was amazing. I can't stop thinking about you. Same time tomorrow. The room spun. My stomach twisted. My hands shook so violently I almost dropped the phone. I didn't need to see more. That one message was enough. When she came out, towel wrapped around her, she found me sitting on the edge of the bed, her phone in my hand, her face drained of color. Adam, you shouldn't be looking through my... Don't. I cut her off, voice shaking. Don't you dare make this about me. I saw the message. She froze. Silence stretched thick and suffocating. Finally she whispered, Adam, don't lie. Not again. My voice cracked, tears burning my eyes. You called me insecure. You made me feel crazy for questioning you. And all this time you were? My throat closed around the word cheating. Her eyes filled with tears, but she didn't deny it. That silence was confirmation enough. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Just the sound of my ragged breathing, her muffled sobs. Finally I asked, why? Why him? She buried her face in her hands. I don't know. He was familiar. comfortable. When things got hard between us, I slipped back into old patterns. I didn't mean for it to happen. I laughed bitterly. Didn't mean to? You let him into our home. You lied to my face. You made me doubt myself. Her tears fell harder. I'm sorry, Adam. I was wrong. I don't want to lose you. But her apology felt hollow, too late. That night, I slept on the couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment I'd dismissed as insecurity. Every laugh, every touch, every time she brushed me off, I realized how much of myself I had twisted to protect her lies. The next morning, she tried to reach for me, her voice soft, pleading. We can fix this. Please. I'll cut him off. I'll do anything. But I pulled away. You already broke it. The weeks that followed were a blur of counseling sessions, late-night arguments, and moments where I almost believed we could mend things. But trust, once shattered, doesn't rebuild overnight. Every time her phone buzzed, my chest tightened. Every time she was late from work, suspicion clawed at me. I hated what I'd become. Paranoid, bitter, constantly scanning for signs of betrayal. And she hated the mirror I held up to her. The guilt, the shame, it ate at her, and in turn at us. The breaking point came during yet another argument. She shouted, "You'll never forgive me, will you?" I stood there, exhausted, hollow. I don't think I can. Her face crumpled, tears spilling again. But this time I felt nothing. Just emptiness. I moved out a week later. Packed my bags, left behind the house we'd built, the life we'd shared. As I closed the door for the last time, I thought about how she once called me insecure. But the truth was, I wasn't insecure, I was right. My instincts had screamed, and she had gaslit me into silence. And in the end, it wasn't my insecurity that destroyed us. It was her betrayal.